Hi everyone, Dr. Gustin here, and here we are on week number 2. Now I'm recording this lecture, or I'm recording this video at the end of week number 1. I think I'm on Thursday, and not everybody has started week number 1, and I just highly recommend that, as you move forward, that you try to schedule times during the week to do the work. The material from week number 1 was pretty light. A lot of it was introductory stuff and just getting your feet wet. But in week number 2, it starts getting bigger, and you're going to find that it gets a little bit more things that are a little bit harder to remember. There's more to remember. So try to work during the week. I highly recommend that you treat it like any other class that you have that meets multiple times in the week, and schedule some, blocks of time where you're going to work on this. Don't just wait till the weekend. So that being said, here we are in the chemistry of life, and this is just some really basic chemistry. Pretty much chemistry is the foundation of biology. So we give you enough chemistry here to be able to talk about some of the biological concepts that we're going to be discussing the rest of the semester. And just to give you a little tour, once I'm done with this video, that'll be the first thing. Your study guide is similar to the last one. You're going to print this out, and I would print it out, put it in your 3-ring binder, and you can use that as a guide by which you're going to take notes. Remember on the study guide that there are objectives that you have to be able to address, and there are lots of vocabulary. And that just gives you a guideline of something that you can study when you go to study for exam number 1. Right here, I put some lecture videos. So from now on, what I'm going to do, see I have a little drop-down menu right here. And I didn't do this the first week because the lecture was kind of small. But in this week, I divided the sections on that study guide into separate lecture videos. So you might find that this first section, oh, that's really easy. When I looked at the book, I understood it, no problem. But if you like to listen to lecture instead of reading it, or if there were some concepts that you weren't quite sure of, or you weren't sure of what detail I wanted you to know, you can watch the videos. Now, if you look at each one of these videos, you will find that they're anywhere from like 2 or 3 minutes up to about 12 or 15 minutes. So I try to keep them pretty short, and I keep them in these little sections so you don't have to watch all of it if you don't want to, but you can. So there is nothing in this video information that you can't find out from the book just by reading the book yourself. But these can be really helpful to a lot of people. I found last semester that most students did use the lecture videos, and I go right, the visuals I use for the lecture videos are right in your textbook. I just go right down the textbook like that. So I think a lot of you will find that watching these videos are handy. I might have mentioned this before, but just to remind you, these little, on my version, it looks like this, but in your version, there's an empty box, and you can just check off the box after you have watched that video, or, done whatever part that is listed there. So remember, these videos are in this drop-down menu right here that say lecture videos. Here's your lecture assignment. And that says, remember, it says external learning tools. So that's the McGraw-Hill Connect product. And that's going to be the textbook. You're going to click on that. You'll see the textbook, and you will be able to answer those adaptive learning questions. Remember, the better you know the material, the quicker you're going to get through the questions. If you get questions wrong, then you're going to get more questions. So make sure you understand that. And remember also that you can go between the questions and the book. You can go back and forth. So if you see a question and you're like, not sure about that, you can go reread that section in the book. There's a little icon you can click on there at the bottom of the pages, and you can go back and forth between the questions and the book, and it won't affect your progress in the questions. So there's your lecture assignment. Remember, our lecture assignments are 10 points. I guess I should put that right there. And then here's the lab handout. It's a Word document that I created. Print that out. And for this week, we have 2 of those Connect virtual labs. And again, I put them in a little drop down menu right here. So there's two different virtual labs. Both of those virtual labs are worth, they're worth 5 points each. And they will be part of that 15-point lab grade. So just by completing them, you get all the points. And then the last thing you're going to do this week is once you've completed this entire lab handout, then you go to this lab quiz, which is in Brightspace, and it's worth 5 points, 5 points towards that 15-point lab grade. And it's just asking you some of the questions. You'll see the questions will look familiar because they're the same questions that were on this lab handout. And so you've got to complete the lab handout, and you can use that to finish the lab quiz. Okay, you have any questions or problems, reach out to me or whoever you think can help. If it's a technology problem, you can, go to our technology people, whether they're in Connect or Corning Community College. But if you're not sure where to go, let me know and I'll try to help you out. You guys have a great week and good luck with week 2. So it's should be a little more challenged than week 1. Take care.